Good evening. It was a scene right out of an action-packed Hollywood movie. Bloody gun battle between cops and robbers on the streets of suburban Los Angeles today.
He must have fired over 500 rounds. I mean, unbelievable. It was like a war zone, and he just kept doing it, and the cops were all pinned down. One of them was bleeding pretty bad.
The guys walked in, they looked like they were RoboCop.
This is a real-life situation.
So heavily armed, and they look dangerous.
The one weapon that we've identified can go through a bulletproof vest at 200 yards.
Wow. These are very organized, brutal bank robbery suspects. They're killers.
The North Hollywood Shootout. It is the story of a bank robbery that went very, very wrong. A surrealist holdup worthy of a movie scene, or should I say, worthy of an open-world video game.
Right.
What happened in Los Angeles on the morning of February 28, 1997, was actually real. That day, two stout and heavily armed men decided to carry out an extremely brutal robbery, a completely botched theft that would soon turn into a huge shooting. Two robbers against almost 400 policemen, including SWAT members, all in the middle of Los Angeles, broadcasted live on television. With an impressive arsenal of illegally modified guns, the two robbers will indeed shoot anything that moves to try to get away from the crime scene. Civilians or policemen, nobody is safe from the armor-piercing bullets coming from everywhere. Some of their war weapons shoot 10 bullets per second, a simply staggering and insane firepower for a bank robbery. On the other,
I remember this, man. I was 17 years old at the time. I was young. I was like in California Youth Authority doing some time, finishing up my little sentence, getting ready to come home the following year. But I remember when we seen this, man, actually we didn't see, we heard about it. They wouldn't allow us to watch it because it was violence against police officers. They wouldn't allow us to watch the news, but I remember hearing about this. I actually didn't see what actually happened till I came home, and I saw like little old news clips, but I never saw like the full coverage like this. That's why I'm watching it now, getting a reaction out of it. I never really even knew the people's names that did this. I just remember they was covered in body armor, had a crazy shootout in North Hollywood, man. Let's get back to the content. This is crazy.
Other side, the police, having only handguns and shotguns with a weak range to compete with, try to keep the bandits at bay. But the bullets they shoot only tickle them, because, adding to their war weapons, the robbers also are equipped with bulletproof protection from head to toe.
All right, this is crazy.
Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Monteserrano are the two who were behind this insane robbery. Two guys keen on guns and bodybuilding who met at the gym in 1989 to then form a friendship rooted in hatred of society. Two determined robbers who didn't seem to be afraid of death, and who, during almost an hour, spread a climate of terror in Los Angeles. We still don't know whether they came to rob a bank or make war. What is sure, they committed one of the most brutal robberies in history.
It's like they knew they wasn't going to
known today
get out of this.
Of the North Hollywood Shootout.
Wow,
February 28th.
So like, I remember reading some articles about these guys. I know they had prior robberies that they have attempted and got away with. They was already kind of onto them. This was a botched robbery that went wrong, but they had other ones that actually got away with. I think they got away with like $1.5 million or something. That was kind of onto them. They didn't really know who they was. They just know there was two guys coming in, good sized statue with heavy artillery, robbing banks in armored trucks. They started armored trucks and they graduated to banks. Let's get back to it. This is crazy.
1997, Los Angeles.
It was a good year in 97.
That morning, in the city of Angels, the weather was mild and clement. The blue sky over the city suggests a pleasant, sunny day.
LA,
just another winter's morning, you might say, for the residents of North Hollywood, who have no idea that their neighborhood will soon be the scene of one of the most violent urban shootouts in history. On Laurel Canyon Boulevard, two men in a white Chevrolet with heavily tinted windows speed down the road towards a bank in the North Hollywood neighborhood. Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Monteserrano are ready for their next big heist. With them is an impressive arsenal, including several illegally modified weapons of war. Their tactical vests are overflowing with ammunition clips.
Like this was some Call of Duty shit.
Almost 20 kilograms
this
of
is before
gear,
Call of Duty,
homemade bulletproof protection, which covers him from head to toe. Emil, more lightly equipped, takes only a metal ballistic plate to protect his vital organs. Sometime earlier, they had swallowed tranquilizers to reduce the stress of going into action. 9:11 a.m., the duo gradually approached their target, a Bank of America branch in North Hollywood. The car parks, but surprisingly, the robbers position it facing the wall. A curious strategy, given that parking in reverse would have enabled them to escape more quickly. No matter,
they tranquilized
the
up.
robbery is about to begin. Larry and Emil put on their hoods and sunglasses. Larry does a quick check on the police scanner, which he illegally possesses, and then it's off. It's 9:17 a.m. when the two men exit the vehicle, one after the other. Their watches are set to 8 minutes, the time they estimate before the police intervene. They head for the bank entrance. Their bodybuilder stature, combined with the heavy equipment they're wearing, make them look like two intimidating monsters about to terrify the world.
Paying attention.
Okay, motherfucker, let's go.
The robbery begins when Larry orders one of the bank's customers to enter the establishment. Two policemen standing near the bank witness the surreal scene.
50-40, requesting assistance. We have a possible 211 in progress at the Bank of America. Bank of America.
That's crazy, bro.
All coming north of Kittredge. We have shots fired.
The robbery had barely begun, but the alert had already been given. Unaware of this, Larry and Emil carry on with their robbery.
This is a fucking holdup.
Then, putting their money where their mouths are, the two of them strafe the ceiling of the bank.
Wow.
The 30 or so employees and customers present at the Bank of America that morning are terrified. It doesn't take long for LAPD patrol cars to arrive at the scene of the crime. Inside the bank, Larry ensures that all the hostages remain motionless. 30 men, women, and children lie on the floor, terrified by the criminal who roams the room, threatening to kill anyone who dares challenge his authority. Meanwhile, Emil is busy collecting the money. He then hits a 79-year-old lady who doesn't obey quickly enough with a backhand to the head.
This is why they got what they deserved, man. It's like, to do this type of stuff, you have to have a disregard for life, for your own life, you know, to even think that this is okay, or, you know, we're gonna come up $1 million, whatever you think you're gonna get, you know you're gonna die for this, man. Is $1 million worth dying for? Is your life or others worth $1 million? Life is priceless, bro. Even your own, even in your struggling moments, bro. You know, let's get back to it. This is crazy.
Then fires a dozen shots at the security door of the ticket office.
I guess it's like, what else do you do, right? I don't know.
The door blown open, Emil then heads into the private part of the bank, where the vault and other employees are located.
Get the money, or we will kill you.
Wow.
Among the employees is the bank's deputy manager, who holds the keys to the vault. Seeing the robber's determination, he gives him access without resisting. This doesn't stop Emil from whacking him over the head with a rifle butt. Once inside the vault, Emil gets more and more upset. The deputy manager unlocks secure boxes containing only small bundles. The bandit's big black bag isn't filling up fast enough for his liking. They had planned on a haul of $750,000, and all they get back is barely half of that, just over $300,000. Emil stares angrily at his hostage and repeatedly asks him to take out more money. Alas, that's all the bank had at the time. An ominous silence falls. Suddenly, the disgruntled robber fires his assault rifle into the ceiling of the vault.
Everybody stay down and rapid automatic fire. They're pouring in the area with fire.
Stay outside.
For his part, Larry continued to watch the hostages, moving from one side of the bank lobby to another, when he noticed something strange outside. Not a single car was in sight. Larry goes out to investigate and scans the area. He sees a police car parked on his right, but no more concerned than that, he returns to the bank undisturbed.
Nobody look at me, or I will kill you.
Larry then lashes out at the hostages and fires his AK-47. By this time, the police have surrounded the bank. Taking cover behind their vehicles, they're ready for the criminals. Or so they think. As it turns out, their handguns and short-range shotguns will be ineffective. Back in the bank, Emil and Larry are disappointed. The loot of $303,305 is clearly not enough. But the clock is ticking and the police are pouring in.
L40 be advised, I got 2 witnesses over here saying there's possibly 2 or 3 suspects inside.
This is insane, bro. This is insane to watch.
Dark clothing.
I've never seen this
Confrontation
before,
seems inevitable. Future chaos is on the horizon, and it doesn't help that the cops haven't had enough time to clear the area of civilians. Yes, because many people are still walking around the area. For the robbers, it's time to plan their exit. Larry orders the security guard to take all the hostages to the vault. Then the 2 men head for the exit door, where the police are waiting. With their war weapons and multiple bulletproof protections, the upcoming confrontation is already shaping up to be a tense one. 9:24 a.m. Larry Phillips is the first to emerge from the building. He points his assault rifle at the police vehicles and opens fire.
Wow. He knew it was all bad. Look at this. This is live footage, bro.
The deafening sound of the bullets echoed throughout the neighborhood. Police officers and civilians dived to the ground in order to avoid the piercing bullets from the automatic rifles. The cars they were hiding behind were pierced like paper.
Bro, this is a scene out of a video game. It's like not even real. We know this stuff can happen. This is the biggest shootout, I think, in bank robber history in the United States, if I believe. No one ever had a standoff like this in history with the police. And there's 2 guys. I think they want to take it on 350 plus police, helicopters. They're shooting at helicopters and all kind of stuff, bro. This is chaotic. This is chaos, bro. Let's keep going.
Some bullets even flying out the other side of the bodywork. More than 200 rounds were fired by Larry. He then retreated into the bank. The first hail of bullets had already wounded several people, including 2 civilians. Then, at 9:30 a.m., Larry reappeared, this time accompanied by Emil, who is carrying the bag of money. The bursts of gunfire resume, but more intensely.
Look at it.
John Cafarelli, a police officer present that day, remembers,
A single fully automatic AK-47 makes a whole lot of noise, but when Matasariano joined his cohort in the lobby, the sound of 2 became the stuff of nightmares. It was the Devil's Symphony, and something that stayed with me even to this day.
the hail of bullets hit many police officers.
Yeah, I imagine the police wasn't used to that.
Shot in the thigh.
They probably had small little shootouts.
For the police
but not 2 guys with AK-47.
It's impossible to fight back. The 2 robbers had far too superior weapons at their disposal. An observation shared by Constable Cafarelli, who recalls,
We were in big trouble. Compared to their firepower, we had pea shooters, and the rounds were literally bouncing right off them.
Right.
Without
Look at them, they
firepower
running
not
on little
having much
guns.
effect, the idea came to go to a nearby gun store.
Look at that. These guys had little handguns. The police was not even equipped to handle this. You hear what he said? You got 2 guys blasting AK-47, hundreds of rounds at them, and the police is like, what the fuck? And then had a bright idea of going to a gun store to get heavy artillery to fight back against the 2 armed robbers? Bro, this changed history for police officers from this day forward forever. Police got fully automatic weapons now because of these 2 guys. Because a handgun and a shotgun is not enough, brother. Not enough.
Larry and Emil seemed invincible.
Larry
Yet
and
2
Emil,
policemen managed to inflict the first damage, wounding Larry Phillips. Located some 200 meters from the robber, one of the policemen took a huge risk by going out into the open to shoot the robber in the back. He fired twice,
Always
wounding
trying to be
Larry in the
here.
back and buttock.
Gotta be one.
The robber staggers, then turns around in rage, spraying the policeman with armor-piercing bullets that wound him and his partners.
They're probably in the
The
gym taking
situation is
steroids.
becoming more and more
You know them
tense.
guys with steroids, they better
Larry
have to
keep on
probably
firing
flipping
at
out.
anything that moves, policemen or civilians. No one is spared.
Suspects around and they're shooting at everything.
The robbers then want to secure their loot. To do so, Emil fires continuously to cover his sidekick, who heads for the car with a money bag containing 3 anti-theft devices. Suddenly, the system activates and explodes, covering all the wads of cash in red ink. Larry and Emil can kiss their 300 grand goodbye. The confrontation goes on, and surprisingly, the two bandits don't seem to want to run away. Indeed, they go so far as to attempt to break into an automatic teller machine outside the bank. Seemingly in no hurry, Larry strolls quietly past the bank, shooting anything that moves.
They knew they was not getting out of this alive, bro.
Shootout live on
They
TV.
knew it was done.
We've just been informed that the suspect is shooting at our helicopter and the other helicopters. So I'm going to try to keep a picture with you, but we are being shot at this time.
These guys had a death wish, bro.
For Emil Matasuranu, things are more complicated. Hit by several bullets, including one that tore off his eyebrow, he was in a state of shock and put himself out of action by sitting down in the passenger seat of the car.
The suspect is walking along the east of the bank. He's just daring people to come after him. He's got additional weapons. The trunk is open on his vehicle. Good day out there that somebody has a shot taken. Suspect dead.
Look at him, bro.
At this point, they could very well have taken their car and sped off. But no, instead, they continued to confront the authorities. No doubt Larry, who had a tenacious hatred of cops, took great pleasure in shooting at the police. And
Very
since he was the
upset
leader
guy,
of the
for
duo,
sure.
Emil probably followed him. At one point, however, we see Emil trying to convince his accomplice to leave. Passing to the driver's side, he opens the passenger
idiot.
door to signal
Like,
to his
come on,
accomplice
man, get
it's
in.
time to leave.
Like,
But
come on,
Larry
get in,
doesn't
bro.
seem
Let's
to
get out of
buy.
here. Let's go.
He closes the door with a sweep of
You're
his
like,
hip,
fuck that, man. I'm
as if to
standing
say,
down, man. Fuck
I
these
still
police.
want to have some fun.
a scene which shows that his partner may have intended to put an end to the bloodshed.
Look at just what happened, man. One guy has common sense. He was along with it, be like, hey, bro, let's get up out of here. Open the door. We can get away still, man, because we could try to make it happen. He said, fuck that, man. Close the door. I'm still having fun. He knew he was going to die. He didn't care. He was just wanting to cause as much damage and havoc as he could, bro. I don't think one officer died out of this situation. Some got injured, you know, but I don't think an officer died out of this. Luckily. Keep going.
Because yes, it's possible that Emil heard on his radio
So they're
scanner
coming in
the
with
arrival
tanks.
of SWAT, who are on
SWAT
their way
coming.
to help the police.
We need someone here with some heavy guns. We need SWAT code 3.
And confronting SWAT was another matter.
They ain't playing.
In an attempt to convince Larry of the necessity to leave, Emil stepped on the gas pedal and slowly drove the Chevrolet towards the north exit of the parking lot.
Suspect on the north side of the building. It's walking around like nothing. They got AK-47.
They're walking around like nothing.
Heavy body armor.
Larry follows on foot and continues to shoot at the targets around him.
Look at him, bro.
They've got automatic weapons. There's nothing we have that can stop them.
After that, he takes cover behind a semi-trailer, while Emil, still driving the car, seems to be waiting for him to get away once and for all.
What
Except
the
that
hell
Larry
is
is
they on?
unwilling to answer his calls, busy repairing his gun, which has jammed in the meantime.
He said,
when
get
a
in the
police
car.
officer, positioned right in front of the trailer, sees Emil Matasuranu and starts shooting. The bullet passes through the driver's window and just a few centimeters from Matasuranu's face. Startled, Matasuranu hits the gas pedal and pulls hard on the steering wheel, practically lying down on the front seats to avoid the shots.
Leaving his
Larry
partner
is now
behind.
alone. Kneeling in the back of the truck, he still tries to unblock his gun, in vain. Officer Caparelli,
Fucking
stationed
idiot.
up the street from Larry, handgun in hand and exposed, fires at the assailant. Then quickly escapes to avoid the Kalashnikov bursts.
Look at this shit.
What he doesn't know is that Larry's gun is jammed, preventing the robber from firing back. Agent
Should've left when he
Caparelli
had the
continued to
chance,
shoot
bro.
at Larry, who began
What your ass
flinch.
get?
A bullet hits him in the right clavicle artery, severing it and causing a severe wound. In response, Larry
knew
pulled
it
out
was
his
done.
Beretta pistol and counterattacked, when suddenly another policeman hit him on the right hand, causing him to drop his
Good
pistol.
shot.
He picks it up from the ground, places the barrel under his chin, and pulls the trigger
What a coward,
one
bro.
last time. 9:56 a.m., the first assailant in the North Hollywood shootout is dead.
What a coward, bro.
Meanwhile, Emil, whose car has both rear tires punctured and the windshield covered.
Look how he just ended this situation. Caused all that damage, did all that shit, gun jam, could have got in the car, drove off, and then you gonna kill yourself? Bro, what's wrong with these people, man? People got mental issues. I blame it on the steroids. She probably on steroids in the gym. You know, they got mental issues and shit. People out those steroids, they be flashing. He got a little partner he doing this crimey with, man. It's crimey like, let's get out of here. They're both on some steroid rage type shit, bro. It's like, where else do you get this type of adrenaline rush from, bro? Like to be like, let's go rob a bank and have a standoff with the police. It's like, you gotta have some type of major adrenaline pumping. Your testosterone going crazy probably, man. Let's keep going.
With bullet holes, tries to steal another vehicle to escape. For several minutes, he tries to steal every car he comes across, but the first two carjackings fail. In one of them, he is seen waving in the direction of Larry, who lies 3 blocks to the east, dead, surrounded by policemen. Emil taps his chest twice, as if to bid him a final farewell. Emil then attempts to steal a third vehicle, and this is it. A beige Jeep arrives in the opposite direction and is blocked by the criminal's white Chevrolet, which shoots out the driver's windshield. The driver of the pickup, hit by shrapnel in the arm and face, doesn't try to understand. He flees immediately.
He just takes off and leaves the truck.
Emil now has a way out. He transfers his weapons and ammunition to the pickup, then tries to start the car. Problem, it wouldn't start. The driver had activated the kill switch, rendering the Jeep unusable. Then a police patrol car with 3 SWAT team members on board arrives at full speed and pulls up in front of the pickup where Emil is sitting, still trying to start the car. Seeing the police arrive, Emil immediately leaves the stolen vehicle and positions himself in the back of his Chevrolet, ready to face the SWAT team less than 10 meters away.
See, what's the odds of that happening, bro? How this ended, what's the odds of that happening? One guy gun jam, he in back of the trailer, officers see him, start popping shots, that was the end of his demise, he gone. This guy tried to get a truck, the dude run off, leave the truck, this is pure GTA shit, but hits the kill switch on his ass, and he can't even leave. He's sitting in the truck like a goofy, trying to figure out how come it's not starting. The dude left the truck, hit the kill switch on his ass, and left him as a sitting duck. And this is how it ends for both of these guys. Man, you gotta be smarter, bro. Sometimes criminals are the dumbest motherfuckers. They think they got a smart idea, but you never can plan out how life really plays out. You couldn't have planned out that this was gonna happen like this. Not in 1,000 years, bro. Let's keep going.
For the first time, the confrontation is one of equal firepower, with the officers armed with assault rifles. Escape seems compromised for the fugitive, but that doesn't stop him from continuing the fight.
Wow.
Cornered behind his car, however, he is quickly overtaken by the bursts of SWAT bullets flying everywhere. Emil tries to fire back blindly, but most of the bullets land in his own windshield and on the open trunk of the car.
Shootout, bro.
The police continue to fire at Emil, who is shot several times in the chest. But Emil is still alive. Seeing the assailant still crouching and in firing position, the SWAT agents then have the good idea to aim at his unprotected legs. The shots fly off and hit Emil several times. With his legs riddled with bullets, Emil no longer had the strength to continue. He was hit 29 times and lost a lot of blood. The SWAT officers put him on his stomach and handcuffed him. Emil, smiling, then still has the strength to utter a few obscenities and even taunts them, saying, "Shoot me in the fucking head." He bled to death on the pavement before the ambulance could arrive. The North Hollywood shootout was finally over.
2 guys caused all this, man. And they didn't even kill nobody. It's like, they didn't even get away with the money. Idiots,
44
bro.
minutes of terror. That's what the police and local residents lived through that morning. More than 1,700 shots were exchanged.
But again, this
during the
changed
North
how
Hollywood
police
shootout.
officers carry guns. They
1,100
carry
of them
fully
on the
automatic
robber
weapons
side
now because of
alone.
this.
That's one shot every 2
Look
seconds.
at the old pickup that want to start.
A botched robbery that left 2 dead, Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Matasareanu. A real miracle
Only
considering
2
the violence
dead
of the
after all
event,
them shots,
which also
bro.
injured 8 civilians
That's
and
a
12
blessing.
police officers, 2 of them seriously, forcing them to end their careers. In addition, 12 police cars were destroyed and 85 civilian vehicles were hit.
I wonder if the guys are still
The
alive for an
hundreds of
interview.
bullet holes in the walls reflected the horror of what
That
had
was so long
happened
ago.
that morning.
Probably not.
Now it was time
97?
for the cleanup.
Could be.
Finally, the North Hollywood shootout highlighted the glaring imbalance in firearms between police and criminals. The police's shotguns and handguns were clearly no match for the criminals' assault
Right.
rifles and
We
bulletproof
saw that.
protection. This
They
was
was
done
not
after
ready.
the North Hollywood shootout, when the LAPD, followed by police departments across the U.S., were issued semi-automatic rifles
This is what
to prevent
changed
further
everything.
incidents of this type.
Police
Police
strapped
would later
down.
discover that Larry Phillips had a copy of the film Heat in his home,
That was a
a
decent
film
movie.
that the 2 men probably used as inspiration for their robberies.
That was a dope movie. I could see how he could possibly try to influence 2 wacko friends with an idea like, we can do this shit. And at the time they knew that the police wasn't armed to even combat the situation, how they was doing it. I mean, I remember reading articles, man, they had, again, robbed armored trucks and banks before this. This one just didn't go as those went. They got away with it before, man. It's just, this is crazy. I can see how he'd influence these dumb motherfuckers. It was a good movie.
Firearms were also seized during the raids at
Kinda
Larry
look
and Emil's
similar.
homes, but most of the stolen money, around $1.5 million from previous robberies, was never recovered. The story that ends in mystery.
Wow.
That's the end of this incredible story. Thank you for following it to the end. If you liked it, you can of course like and share it, as you'll be rewarding my work in this way.
Yeah, that was a
And
dope
don't
little
hesitate to subscribe, as more
documentary
videos
right
will
there.
follow soon. Thank you for your time.
Oh my God,
and
watch
take
more of
care.
his work, man. Good stuff. Man, that's crazy to see, bro. Again, I remember the incident in 1997. I was 17 years old. Heard about this crazy thing, how they had this body armor, like it was like chains or some stuff on that was, they was taking bullets and the police couldn't penetrate their armor. And all this went down, this chaotic shootout, bro. This was like a video game movie. And you see how they influenced the police force forever after this, bro. This is crazy to watch, man. It's crazy to watch. It's crazy to see how 2 people can just have some dumbass, wacko idea. And at the end of the day, look how it ended for these dumb fucks. They both died, bro. They both died, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Did these dumb fucks get what they deserved? I think they did. You know, this is crazy to even see, but this is like, again, a movie, video game scenario that's another situation haven't happened like this since this happened. You know what I mean? That's why this is the biggest shootout in history. But let us know what you think in the comments, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the hype button, man. Boost us up in the algorithm. We got more of these reactions coming back to back, man. Peace, and I'm out of here.